All right, away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. Make sure you visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get yourself down to Dayton, Kentucky. Look, you won't find a better meal. Bengals, 4:25 kickoff tomorrow. Don't want to cook. Don't want to deal with it. Hit up Galactic Fried Chicken. Get some chicken for your little watch party at your house. Get some tendies. Get some thighs, some legs, some wings, whatever it is. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15% off, and they will take care of you down in Dayton, Kentucky. All right, Aaron.
All right, Chad.
How was travel with the baby?
It was pretty amazing.
She slept the whole way there. Did she sleep the whole way home?
Somehow we have created the perfect little girl, Rachel and I.
Mm-hmm.
And she slept the whole way there. And she woke up about an hour away on the way back. And she just looked into the baby monitor. It's getting dark at this point in time. This was around 8 o'clock. And the night monitor on this baby monitor in the car, super creepy because she looked like a little demon baby.
Yeah.
But she just she doesn't blink. I don't know why she doesn't blink, but she doesn't blink, so she's even creepier. But she just kind of looked at me, and
give you one of these.
Well, but the eyes are black, and there's like the
little dots,
little white dots. So it's terrifying, scary enough that I sent Rachel a picture. I'm like, this baby's terrifying. But she never fussed. She just kind of wanted her bank, and I managed to reach back while doing probably entirely too fast speeds on back roads. But we made it safe and sound. She was really good.
Love it. Love to hear it.
Me too. I hope they're all like that.
Yeah, they're not gonna be.
Don't say that.
Oh, I mean, it's just it is what it is. There, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
I'm not sure if you can see if this is gonna.
Not really, but okay, yeah, I got.
No creepy demon baby.
All right, let's get to it. The Bearcats now hold the series lead in the battle for the victory bell.
Finally,
59-7. That's the first time they've had the series lead since 1915.
Mm-hmm.
I was not alive.
No, not many people were.
Yeah.
How old's the oldest person in the world right now? I mean,
right around there, probably.
Because that's 107 years.
Yeah, right around there, if I had to guess. Wasn't pretty. I've touched on this in my Brendel's Bites that will be coming a little bit later tonight. I've got them about halfway done. After I came home and took a little nappy nap,
a siesta,
a little siesta, dinner with the fam, and then have been kind of writing while watching, getting ready for what is now maybe one of our most popular shows of the week, the AAC recap on Sunday night.
Can't wait.
Oh, there's going to be this is actually a good one. Like there's a lot to talk about tomorrow night. That's actually like football instead of Lamar and Howard. I might not even try to derail you the whole show tomorrow.
I might not believe you.
I mean, I'm probably going to try to derail you the whole show tomorrow.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I've got some thoughts, man. This team is more than talented enough to accomplish everything that they have set forth to accomplish. But if they continue to play like they played at Arkansas and play like they played at Paul Brown Stadium today,
Paycor
Stadium, Payjoe Stadium, they're not going to get there, or they're going to really struggle to get there.
And I think without saying it, Luke Fickell said as much in his post-game presser.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think people I have looked at this next 5-game stretch as this determines the season. Because Indiana's 3-0. Do I think Indiana's good? No, not really. But look around college football, man. Teams that don't play clean, teams that play sloppy, put themselves in position to lose every week. Regularly. More than regularly. And right now, this team is where they are because they have a great deal of talent.
Correct. You shouldn't win games when you have 10 regularly every week, 10 plus penalties, 5 fumbles, and that's
they
not
only
even
lost 2.
That's not even counting both drop passes and dropped interceptions.
Right.
Now, I will say that penalty call on Will Huber, pass interference, was
bad,
garbage. But that doesn't
that
negate,
happens.
That doesn't negate everything else.
That happens. Like
he was the only one making a play on that ball.
That happens though. Like I know get being upset about it. But
Logan Wilson in the Super Bowl. I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it happens. You have to, and they found a way to overcome today. Like
sure.
They gave Miami life.
Good teams do that, right?
Correct. But it's a lot easier to do that when you're playing a team like Miami that stinks. Let's be honest. Miami stinks.
Same thing with Kennesaw. I mean, you have 10 plus penalties again.
Beat the shit out of Kennesaw. So I'm not talking about Kennesaw as much as I'm talking about
it's still that clean play
Miami and Arkansas.
It's still the clean play though that Luke talked about in the presser, where you have 3 games that have been at this point it's a trend. It's not an anomaly.
This team, if they want to accomplish what they have to accomplish, has to clean it up. Like, and look, I thought Ben Bryant was amazing today. And if you're going to show up in my mentions right now and talk shit about Ben Bryant, you're going to get clowned. He was 26 of 35 for 337.
I got the stat sheet.
I've got it right here in front of me. I just had to click over. 2 touchdowns. The interception, not really his fault. Like, he tried to squeeze it in a tight spot. It went off somebody's hands, got deflected up in the air. When you try to squeeze it in tight spots, those are the type of things that can happen. So I'll at least put like 40% of that on Ben Bryant.
And there were a couple throws, if I want to be nitpicky, that if he had thrown it into a different place, you end up with even more yards than you had, because there were some badly placed balls.
I'll disagree on a couple of them. There was one he threw behind a receiver that I saw people barking about, that if he threw it in front of the receiver was dead.
Well,
there was a safety waiting, and the only thing that saved the wide receiver was turning like this, because if he caught it like this, he was going to get destroyed.
He also had some amazingly placed balls, like the ball to Nick Martiner, where only Nick Martiner could catch it against his shoulder. That was absolutely crazy. Trey Tucker at one point jumped in the air, paused in the air. He just hung there,
right?
Caught it in a like Mario form as he's breaking a brick. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like
yes.
he was just in that form, caught it as he just hung there.
If we're going to hold Ben Bryant to the expectation that every pass has to be perfect, get out of here. Like, he completed 70 plus. Like, if you're over 70% for 300 plus yards and multiple touchdowns, the fan base does. Like, are you watching college football right now? Do you know how many teams would kill for a quarterback that throws for 300 plus yards and 75% completion percentage?
Notre Dame's dying for one right now.
Right.
One.
Shut up. Like, I get you've got Evan Prater truthers like yourself. And I think Evan's very good.
I was also one of the people annoyed when I'm walking around in the fourth quarter, hearing people in the fourth quarter screaming, "Put Evan in!"
And this is just okay. So again, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see 9 Bearcats with pass receptions. I don't see. That's because there was a penalty. That's right. I was going to say I don't see Nick Mardner on there. Or not Nick Mardner, but Shwan Mateer on there. He spread the ball around to 9 guys. Tyler Scott, long, 41. Trey Tucker, long, 31. Nick Mardner, long, 21.
Yeah.
Josh Wiley, long, 17. Leonard Taylor, long, 16.
Starting to hit on all of those plays that we were upset about against Arkansas.
Well, and you're starting to see the intermediate game be deadly. Because that's where, like, when people talk about, well, you need a running quarterback. Well, if your passing quarterback is regularly chunking 15, 17, 18, 22, 31, 41 yards, you're in a really good spot. It's annoying. It's lazy. It's looking for reasons so you can be right about Evan Prater. Just accept Ben Bryant's a really good quarterback and has a chance to lead this team to great places.
He's the starter. Like it's not changing.
He won the job.
And you haven't heard me in this space.
I know.
Or even in private even in private conversations, I'm not I know. Beating the door down like when is Evan going to get a shot? Because it's a foregone conclusion.
Ben's job.
It's done. It's done.
Anyhow,
you have to feel good that you have a good guy. If Ben goes down, the season isn't a wash.
Now think about what I just said in terms of how many teams would love Ben Bryant. Think about how many teams would love Evan Prater as their 1, and he's their 2. Like, you've got a situation that 100 programs around the country are dying for right now. Not 1 good quarterback, but 2 really good quarterbacks.
Correct.
Relax, everybody. Let Ben cook. Like, let him do his thing. You don't have to make an ass of yourself about it. It's what I tweeted today. Just because you have a take doesn't mean you should post it. Anyhow.
That doesn't just mean sports. That means any walk of life.
I just need to see this team clean it up, man, because they're gonna get to it. Like Arkansas is good, okay, and there's no guarantee that if you played clean that you won that game.
Sure.
But you're going to put yourself into a situation, and this was what I was getting into, Aaron.
They took the lead against Missouri State, by the way.
Indiana at home on Saturday.
Yeah.
Then they go
Tulsa.
USF for homecoming. USF is tooth and nail with Florida right now in the swamp.
Oh.
It was 24-21 right before we started this show.
Still 24-21, end of the third.
At SMU, SMU's looking like what we thought SMU would be like with a good coach. They're leading Maryland right now, I believe.
Well,
they were when we started this show.
Maryland.
They're playing a Big Ten team and winning. Aaron.
Look, I was born in Maryland. Maryland holds a little special spot in my heart. Not the school, but the state.
But you're so at Tulsa, USF at home, Indiana at home, at Tulsa, USF at home, then SMU on the road, UCF on the road. 5-game stretch defines the season. If there's losses, it's going to be in this 5-game stretch. Is kind of what I'm saying. And this team is not playing clean enough, not playing well enough for me to look at that and go, I'm comfortable with what I've seen in college football.
That's fair.
With what I've seen in college football through 3 weeks. With how many teams have played sloppy, have made mistakes, and had somebody make them pay for it that they were probably significantly better than. This team's got a lot of growing up to do between now and Saturday.
I'm interested to see what comes of the injury report after today. As Luke,
I didn't see much for Shaman.
We know something happened with Shaman.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was. Luke mentioned he didn't know why Corey didn't see more touches towards the end of the game, and I'm curious to see if anything is going on there. As we know, he was dinged up.
He looked healthy.
I didn't see a situation where he didn't limp off the field and get pushed back down again or anything like that. So
no, they went with Chuck as their.
It was the only reason I even bring that up is because Luke brought it up in the post game. He didn't know why he wasn't out there, so I'm curious to see if there's anything there or not. I was honestly surprised that Luke stuck with Chuck as there was.
Well, I mean, he had 18 rushes for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns, 5.6 yards carry.
He also had 2 fumbles.
Yeah, one fumble.
On the stat sheet, it counted as a fumble.
It's only a fumble if you lose it.
It was not a lost fumble, but it was nonetheless a fumble. And there was almost a third fumble as that pass from Prater, or I'm sorry, from Ben went just north instead of lateral. And that would have been potentially a third.
I think that was on Ben, though.
I don't disagree.
That wasn't a great.
I don't know that it would have gone on Ben though on the stat sheet. I guess
how that handles on the stat sheet.
I guess if Chuck doesn't,
he never had
if he doesn't possess it, I don't know. Maybe you're right, but
he's got to be better at that for sure. I personally, I think we're in the same boat. I think Corey is a feature back. I think Chuck is an outstanding complement to a feature back. But Chuck has been hot through 2 weeks, so they gave Chuck the opportunity to earn that. He had a 100-yard game.
I remember when you had Darren Sproles backing up Mark Ingram in New Orleans, and I feel like that's kind of what you have with these 2 guys.
But I think it's up to Corey to win that job.
Sure.
And I think he's done enough to be in consideration. Now he has to go snatch it.
He's finding the end zone and when called upon.
Yeah. I would like to have seen, and this is just nitpicking, I would like to have seen more than 7 touches for Corey today.
I absolutely agree, obviously.
But there's also some of that you're down 10-0 and 17-7. You're passing maybe a little bit more.
The way I watched the game, it seemed that they were not going with subs outside of a drive. It seemed like they picked a back, and that was who they were going with for the entire drive. It didn't seem like they were subbing in and out as we've seen them do.
Yeah.
So that was, I guess, an interesting.
But they didn't have a lot of drives with a lot of touches to force a new back into the game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or you give the ball to a guy 3-4 times. Okay, it's time for the next guy to come in. The problem was probably Chunk was chunking again, and that's how he got to 100 yards. Is 30-yard gain, 15-yard gain, like the touchdown run.
I looked at Justin at one point. I looked at Justin Williams and I said, "Yeah, that's Chunk McClelland," and he was like, "Yeah, you think that's going to stick?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably not. He's like a senior now, right? So maybe we should have started this 3 years ago."
Well, the interesting part is he's really this is only his 3rd year playing with COVID. He might have
3 more years.
5, 6,
who knows?
He could be here in 2026.
He's replaced both knees. I mean, I don't know.
He might play in the 2026 college football playoff.
He very well could definitely at least see the Big 12.
Before we go, and we could do this forever.
We will again tomorrow night. Who knows how much Brent has?
Monday night.
Yes.
100 yards for Trey and Tyler. Those two, I love those 2 dudes. I love those 2 dudes so much.
That was the first time I've seen them talk together.
Yeah.
They should never do pressers without the other anymore.
Roommates, their best friend, they grew up together, racing each other.
Loud and clear.
Like they are the epitome of Let me tell you about my best friend.
But they're also like peanut butter and
totally
jelly,
different human beings.
oil and water.
Yeah.
Like when Trey's like, yeah, he's his own person. That ain't me.
Because he knows they're going to go home. Tyler's going to put on his robe, put on his neck pillow, light a candle, turn on his water fountain feature,
and lay in his bed and think about the game. And Trey's
right?
like, yeah, that ain't me.
That ain't me, bro. That ain't me. I love those two so much.
That was
That's
probably
a sitcom. Those two.
That was the highlight of the post game.
Was me asking?
No, just them. Just them.
Just
like,
them in general.
Just them.
Yeah, they play like they're hilarious. Like they're so funny, and they are two peas in a pod that you can tell since childhood. Like, remember when I asked Trey about, and I don't know if this was on. I think this was on video. When I asked Trey about Tyler being an old head, he was telling stories about when they were 8 or 9 years old, driving to AAU basketball tournaments.
Listening to Michael Jackson.
That
was on video, yeah.
Yeah, it was on Trey. Like, yeah. So, like, that's how far back these two guys go. If we have to, at some point, get a Trey Tucker, Tyler Scott podcast. And not like with anybody else in it, just the two of them talking to each other for like an hour.
Even if just one episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And Trey in his room and Tyler in his room, powered by candlelight with the neck pillow and the robe.
Except Trey's wouldn't be.
Right. No, well, they have separate rooms.
He would have actual lights, like a normal person.
Right. But first time since 2016, two Bearcats with 100 yards in a game. And those two, man, you can't guard them.
Well, they said
can't guard them.
They said they wanted to come here and make history. Well, congratulations, you just did.
Yeah, love it. That's all I got for tonight. We got a lot to save for this week. Make sure you're watching.
Unpack on Monday. Unpack tomorrow morning with Jeff and Dave, who are going to have.
Make sure 9:30.
Probably completely different. Just ways that just ways that they digested the game than we did.
That's why you have multiple voices and multiple shows. But and maybe we'll add another one here this week or next week or sometime in the very near future. Maybe. We'll see you tomorrow night. It's the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!